Why'd y'all pick the artificial surface today?
Just the field was, because it was so cold, the field was frozen. So we actually warmed up inside, and then decided to stay on the artificial surface today, just to protect our field for a day. And we'll probably start. So Matt gets his announcement. We'll start an hour later tomorrow, just so we give the field time to thaw out in the morning.
So what was kind of the motivation for scheduling this week the way that you did, kind of having a couple days right after the game followed by the big rest on the weekend?
Well, the motivation is the union requires us to give them 3 days off. I don't think the players want 3 days off.
Yeah.
They're asking to see if they can train, but officially we have to give them 3 days off per the union, and we could give them Saturday, Sunday, and then there's another day. We could do it that way, but we just decided to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then get back into training next week. Yeah.
You approach it differently this week than you normally would with the extra time off that you have?
No, and we're still 2 days out from the game, so, there's certain guys that we don't train very much 2 days out from the game. Other guys like to train, so we've stayed with that same rhythm. Tomorrow we'll all be out here and we'll train, we'll push a little bit, get some weights in as well, and, then get ready for the weekend.
Zach Scott's one regular season appearance away from gets tying Kobe Jones for the second most appearances for a single club in the history of U.S. soccer. What do you think of his longevity and just what it's meant for the team?
Well, obviously that's fantastic, and I was involved with Kobe as well, at the Galaxy and at UCLA, so I didn't know that Kobe had that record and that Zach was about to break it, or tie it, and hopefully break it after that. But, it just shows, Zach's been a loyal guy. He's been a good advocate for this club all the way through, and he's a guy who's just persevered and battled. His improvements in the years that he's been in the MLS have been fantastic, and I'm sure he feels that if he knew what he knew now and was 10 years younger, he would be great right now. He would feel great about himself. But it's just tremendous respect for him and the character. I think it speaks to Zach's character and Zach's ability to constantly give the best of what he has every time he steps on the field.
Any Ozzy update?
Yeah, we're still looking at the same thing, that we think he'll be ready to go on the 23rd. So this week we knew we were going to keep him inside. So he got looked at, had the MRI yesterday. He'll have something today, and we'll continue to progress. But he's starting to feel better. Yeah.
What do you think of this schedule, that being the first time that they've taken this break off between the conference play and then gone right into MLS Cup?
I think they did it last year, too. Didn't they do it last year? Did they take the break last year?
They took it after conference, yeah.
Yeah, so they took it 2 weeks into MLS, so there was a break anyway. It just made, the way the international window fell, it made more sense to do it this way rather than to take a 2-week break in between the conference finals or to take it before MLS, felt it was better to do it this way.
Do you? I saw that DeAndre left yesterday. Do you have any idea of what his? Will he be playing in both games? Do you know when you? And do you anticipate a time you'll get back?
First game. We'll play in the first game, and then we'll see from there.
And so that'll obviously determine when he returns back to you guys.
Yeah.
I think it's been 6 weeks since the Oppum signing. How's he coming along behind the scenes?
He's coming along, but fitness-wise, it's just not coming along as quickly as it needs to be. And so there's an injury there too, an old injury that he's trying to deal with. But in terms of just fitness and in terms of bringing him up to the standards that we think he needs to be at to play in this league, we're obviously right now it's not there, and so that's why we haven't put him into the 18 or trained him, or even trained him outside. We've had him run a little bit outside, do some ball work, but it's we have to reach a decision. He has to reach a decision too, and I think that's something that'll be happening in the next week or so. But right now, I don't see him being able to play. It was, as I said at the time, it was a risk that we took. There were really it wasn't any time or any other options out there for us that we thought were even somewhat viable, and so we said, okay, we'll roll the dice. If it works out, great, and if it doesn't work out, we haven't lost anything, and so that's where we're at right now. But I don't see him being able to help us.
Can you say the body part on the injury?
No, it's just a number of things. Yeah.
On Monday, we got to see Steve Zakuani come out and support the club, and you had some time to chat with him. Just what does his relationship. How has it remained strong here with the club, and now that you see him retiring?
Well, I mean, obviously Steve was our first draft choice in our first year, and was a very influential member of our team in those early years, and was on verge to becoming one of the true bright spots in our league. And the injury that happened was obviously a very dreadful in a certain sense, and obviously set things back. But there's always been a good relationship. I think it's been a pretty honest relationship between me and Steve. So when I've been unhappy with him, I've told him. When I've been happy with him, I've told him. But I think he knows where I'm coming from. I know where he's coming from. There's a lot of respect. There's a lot of caring for each other. And I'm sad that Steve had to retire. But at this point, it was probably the best decision for him.
Did you see potential coach or something in him that where maybe he can stay in the game in one way or another?
That's really for him to say. Steve's. I don't know if coaching's his thing necessarily. I think maybe the office side of it or whatever. But I can't really say. That's more something for Steve to decide.